What is going on, guys? It is Fluxified here and welcome back to another video. Today we are going over the latest Rust console news of the week, and you know what? There's a few things to be excited about. We've got updates on community servers, a brand new screenshot of a tugboat in the harbour monument, and we also heard something regarding weather systems coming to the next gen version. It's quite an interesting one, so let's get into it. Alright, so first up, something that a lot of people have been wondering about. What's going to happen to pre-existing community servers when the next-gen version of Rust console finally drops? Well, this week we actually got an answer to that, and it's really nice because it's one of those things that's just been floating around previously with no sort of clarity, and the developers this week have actually provided an answer to this and said that gPortal will be offering a new branch for the next-gen version, so if you already own a community server, you won't need to buy a brand new one. You can literally just switch it over to the next gen version. And you know, honestly, this is great to hear. There's no jumping through hoops, no extra charges, none of that. It's just a straight switch, which is how it should be. So I am glad they're keeping it simple for server owners out there, and it means if you've already spent time building up a community or setting up your server just the way you like it, you don't have to start from scratch. It's literally flicking a switch and switching your server from the old gen to the new gen version, and you're good to go. Definitely a big W for the gPortal and dev team on this one. Alright, so moving on, let's talk about the next screenshot. This one is a shot of the harbour monument, and we got another good look at a next-gen tugboat as well, just chilling there in the water. And yeah, right off the bat, it looks clean. Like, seriously, if you compare this to some of the earlier next-gen screenshots we got a couple months back, even the one where there was a tugboat, there is a big difference. The textures look sharper, there's less anti-aliasing issues, and even the lighting looks better as well. It's a lot more blue, less yellow than it looked before. It all just looks a lot better, and overall it just feels like we're getting a lot closer to that proper next gen feel that people have been waiting for. Now, the one thing I do want to mention, as I mentioned the last time we saw this next gen version of the harbour, is that this version still doesn't look like the updated PC version. You know, the one where the cargo ship comes and can actually dock it, and it makes it always crazy competitive, but this one still looks like that old layout, so we definitely shouldn't be expecting to have that updated one as it stands at the moment at launch, but hopefully it is something that they're planning to come later down the line, and as obviously we are following the trend of the PC version, I think it's definitely something we can expect at some point, just not at the moment. But hey, even without that, the progress we're seeing just visually of how the game's coming along through development, it is genuinely really promising. Now, moving swiftly on to the next, and I would say most exciting news of the week. You could probably hear me sounding more excited about this one, and that's because it's really interesting actually. We're actually going to be getting dynamic weather systems in the next gen version, and some of you may be wondering, well, what does that actually mean, Fluxified? Well, let me tell you. So in the PC version, there are all types of dynamic weather systems, so basically the game can have snow, it can have rain, it can have thunderstorms, crazy things like that, and that is something that the Rust console developers have now officially announced that we will be getting in the next gen version, just not all at release. The question specifically asked was, will there be dynamic weather systems in the new gen version? And the developers answered, we are currently working on the dynamic weather feature. Some dynamic weather effects will be available at launch, and some will be available in future updates. Now, this isn't too specific, but basically they're just saying, okay, maybe we get some rain effects at launch, and then the snow effects come a few months down the line. Still a bit unclear, but the fact that we're getting dynamic weather is just going to make the game feel a lot more alive and realistic. And overall, I think it's a big win for us players, as it will just mix up the game and just add that visual flair to certain situations. For our final news of the week, we did get a tease at something that might potentially be coming in the future for Rust Console Edition. Now, I did speak about this in my last video with CNQR Toxic, but in that video, I did ponder the question of maybe Rust Console adding in see-through door skins like on the PC version. So think of a normal single or double door, but there's also a small glass window on the door as well, so you can see through it. Now, the PC version does have this, so I was wondering really if we'd ever get to see something like this in the console version. Now, a user on Twitter by the name of JDLB actually asked this question to Pedro Silva, the community manager, and he specifically said, is there any chance of us getting door skins with actual see-through glass, the same as on Lighthouse and the double doors at launch? And Pedro Silva, the community manager, responded responded and said not at launch, but I will pass this to the team so that they can consider some for the future. And I don't know about you, but that definitely does get me excited. I'm just thinking of the different base designs we can do with those kind of doors where we won't have to have shop fronts or glass windows at the front, because you'll be able to see any door campers just by looking through the glass window on your door. So overall, if this was brought into the game, it could be really interesting actually. And it really does make me think that the developers do have a lot in store for the future, and just makes me really excited to see the full next gen roadmap whenever we do actually get that. So I think that just about wraps up this video. Hopefully there is a new trailer around the corner, as I think it's about time. It has been a while since the last trailer was revealed, so hopefully the next one isn't too far away. Before I go, I just want to say, if you haven't seen it, be sure to check out my collaboration with CNQR Toxic. I think that went live a day or two ago now, and it was a really good conversation just talking about the current state of the game, past, present, and future. Now, as always, if you do like this kind of content, please be sure to like and subscribe. But for now, I have been Fluxified, and I'll see you on the beach.